everyone. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Friday. It is the Friday free-for-all. And good golly, folks, the go time is coming. You're going to love this show. I want you, of course, to get your questions, comments down below on Fridays if you're new to the show. We don't do a 30-minute monologue followed by your questions for the last 30 minutes. Instead, we go back and forth. We call it shotgunning. Questions, answers, fun, as much as we can have fun, but it's probably a good idea to be mentally prepared and, of course, have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. If you're on X, thepreparedmind.club, subscribestar.com, guess what? You win, right? You can be here and comment, question live. And, of course, as usual, just like we're pointing out down below there with the scroll, Super chats are always welcome. They pay the bills, keep the lights on, keep tuna fish, spam, and, of course, scotch in the pantry. I do hope you are prepared, folks. We're going to talk about some crazy stuff. We're going to start right off the bat. Mainstream media. They need to distract us. They need to scare you. Don't be scared. The mainstream media says hospitals have reinstated mask mandates. You want to know why? There's a quote, quadruple whammy of viruses, end quote. And it's surging across the United States. I'm not buying it, right? Real media from people like you and me, and we're the real media now, say bullshit to that. This is a 2020 replay, and they can F off. Don't fall for it, folks. Now, this part of being prepared is understanding what the media says, what the politicians say, what the banks say, what the corporations say, what the bureaucracy says, what big tech says, what social media tries to stop you from saying, right? We know, we've learned, haven't we? I think we have learned. All of these other forms of news, information, propaganda, I'm not buying it anymore. No, I'm not. In fact, ass kiss Mark Zuckerberg has dropped to his knees once again. Once again, Mark Zuckerberg is claiming, pronouncing, folks, letting all of us know it's safe. It's safe to love Facebook again. I don't love Facebook. I don't love YouTube. I don't love Instagram. I don't love anyone who says you're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to think. You're not allowed to share. Fuck the Zuck. He's claiming he's going to eliminate all of Meta Facebook's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Oh, yeah. You know what he's doing? He's dropped to his knees, not just one like BLM, but both knees, kissing Donald Trump's shoes, right? First, right, he kissed his ass and tried, meeting up with Trump. And then second, he pledged $1 million lousy dollars to the Trump inauguration after spending $500 million to defeat Trump in 2020. Third, Zuckerberg said he was going to eliminate censorship and make it free speech. Remember that? That was just a couple days ago. And the fourth thing, of course, is this. No more diversity, equity, and inclusion. No, we're all grown up at Meta Facebook now, and we're going to be good guys. Zuckercuck is scared shitless, folks. And it's hurting him when he doesn't get money out of us. Just like, well, YouTube has hurt themselves. They cut me off. They cut you off. They cut off revenue. I can't wait. I'm hoping that the Zuck and the rest of these needle dick assholes in mainstream media and social media get dragged into court and held accountable. Anyways, folks, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Trust yourselves. Right? Question me even. Don't just take me at face value. Check on what I say. And then even if what I say is true, which it is, my opinions, you don't have to accept those. Always think for yourself. Question the narrative. Because they're trying to fool us all, folks, whether it's social media or mainstream media or big tech or big government. None of them like us. None of them want us to have anything to say about anything. Anything. All right, Mr. Ooman, I see we've got some questions in the audience. It's the Friday free-for-all. Who wants to step on up? Whoa. Name redacted said, hearing that fucking judge turned my stomach. He's talking about Judge Merkin, who after all the bullshit said, Godspeed to you in your second term as president. Fuck you. We'll talk about him more in a minute. He's a political operative and he's mocking us. He's mocking Trump. He got his tail in a crack, but he didn't care because he is a political tool. See how nice I am? Political tool. Well, guess what, folks? Trump's attorney, Mike Davis, has issued an extremely stern warning to Judge Juan Merchan and the Democrats, folks, because they have attacked President Trump. What we have called lawfare. It's warfare using courts to hurt people, destroy their reputations, steal their money, put them in jail if they can, and just absolutely do harm and interfere with elections. It is weaponized lawfare. Now, folks, you want to hear this? Right now, yeah, again, this is what Trump's attorney, Mike Davis, said. Quote, on January 20th at noon, they're going to become the hunted. You know, when I was a kid, we used to watch The Lone Ranger, spaghetti westerns, American westerns. It was always gunfight at high noon on January 20th. And at that point, folks, Trump's gag order has no effect. All of the bullshit is done. And the shit, I pray that the shit hits the fan big time. Big time. Folks, Democrats are scared. They're being outed for their criminality. And I think Mike Davis and Trump ought to stand up and name names. And don't just say they're a bunch of bad people and this is lawfare and election interference. Enough of that shit. The mainstream media, folks, is going to try and hide, ignore, downplay anything Mike Davis says, Trump's attorney, or Trump says, or any other attorney. They're going to try and downplay it. Right? If what they have done is more than a civil violation, I think Judge Hole Merkin and gang may be arrested. Let's hope for that. And they have civilly harmed Trump. In other words, it is a giant smear campaign. I think he ought to sue them in court. I don't think judges, when it's demonstrated that they have gone out of their way, and that's exactly what civil suits are about when it comes to slander and libel, is you didn't just make a mistake. You knowingly, intentionally made a mistake that had a measurable impact, and you're going to pay for it. Fuck them, all of them, whether it's the judge, what Merkham or Ergadan, or whether it's a prosecutor like fat ass Briggs, is it Alvin Briggs, Bragg, and fat ass Fannie Willis. There's another fat ass for you, and Jack, the jackass. Folks, it is on. I'm ready for the fight. I'm ready for them to start throwing dukes, but we have to wait another 10 days. We have to wait 10 days for January 20th. 10 days is all we got to wait, folks, and we'll find out exactly how serious this game is going to get. And I hope they are serious about it, because I am deadly, deadly serious about what I want to see. I don't mean that as in like a violent threat or I'm going to be literal blood. There needs to be legal papers raining down on these fucking people's heads. All right, let's stop my baloney. What do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind? It is the Friday free for all. Diving Frog is back. He says, John, I see the private equity folks want Newsom out now and are talking the words purge. See, John, when your usefulness is up, so are the players. Private equity folks, huh? Yeah, Newsom, there's people being hurt by Newsom. One of the big shot Silicon Valley billionaires, I cannot pronounce his name, therefore I won't try. He wants Gavin Newsom recalled. Look, folks, I participated in at least 5 recall efforts against Newsom. One of them actually got enough votes or signatures in the recall that it came back up on a ballot. And Newsom still got, it didn't pass. The recall of that piece of shit, and look what's happened. I mean, LA, how important is LA, folks? Oh, it's super important. Oh, it's super important. And I feel bad for normal, everyday Republicans who happen to live in the fire-torn areas. For the fake Republicans, for the Democrats, you get what you paid for. Chickens come home to roost, and too bad, so sad. Right? You've elected Democrats at the local level, the county level, at the state level, even at the federal level. They're getting what they asked for. Oh, it's climate change? Have at it. Absolutely have at it. Yep, Newsom, a lot of people are saying that's it for his political career. No. Don't buy that for a second. The media will forget about all of this. Hollywood will forget about all of this. Remember, they got behind Joe Biden, one of the biggest plagiarizers, liars, sack of shit, sexual assault people. That's right. Tara Reid accused him of sexual assault. Media ignored it. He got thrown out of the 1998 campaign for president as a Democrat for lying. They forgot about that in 2020. And also 2008 and 2012. They forget everything. They'll give New Scum a pass. Don't worry. Even if you got your house burned down in California, the Democrats will get behind you. If there's one thing they know how to do, it's vote in unison. Don't fucking buy it, folks. Don't be fooled. I wasn't going to be fooled by that one. No fucking way. These left-wingers, folks, if they're anything, they're intent on destroying America, which is why I've got the American flag behind me today. They're intent on burning us to the ground. Oh, speaking of that, man, hold off on those questions. I know you guys have a lot to talk about, but this is a prepared mind. I fucking told you so. The fires in LA, they're not an accident. It's not even arson. You know what it is? It's terrorism. The first 3 fires a few days ago all started at the exact same time. Are you telling me that shit just instantaneously combusted, grew, got out of hand? No. Well, John, what's your evidence? Well, that's pretty damn good evidence there. But how about this? Today, Los Angeles residents caught a man trying to start a fire in yet another area of the LA basin. It was their neighborhood and they weren't going to have any of it. And guess what? We are not supposed to profile people. We're not supposed to look at how someone looks and make a decision, a judgment, right? Man robs bank. Police want him, but they don't tell you anything about how he looks. Well, he's white with freckles, red hair, wearing a blue set of jeans and a green hoodie, right? We're not allowed to give descriptions anymore because that's profiling. No, it's a fucking crime. Guess what the man looked like who was trying to start a fire, another fire in LA? Guess what he looked like? Well, he looked to me just like one of these fucking terrorists. That's right. He looked like one of these guys. Take your pick. Now, maybe this guy was just a regular American who just happened to look like he's from a faraway country that hates us, burns our flags, wants us dead, says they want Sharia law, and they love to rape little girls. Maybe that's exactly what he looks like, and he's not. But to me, he looks like a terrorist. Sorry, but he does. And he was trying to commit terror with yet more fire. More fire. Folks, what's cheaper? A bomb or a bullet to commit terrorism? What's cheaper, a bullet or a match to commit terrorism? What is going to help? What are you going to get away with more easily? Running into a crowd in your car? Are you going to get away? Okay, hold off there, Mr. Uman. Literally, fuck it. Corsair told Uman they're cutting him loose, the suspect, because they didn't have enough evidence to charge him. Oh, so you're telling me the fucking Los Angeles Police Department and the prosecutor are going to let an arsonist go? Surprise, surprise, surprise. I'm not fucking surprised. I bet they talked to him. He says, I don't know. I'm an American. Oh, okay, go ahead, go away. Just like they let BLM, Antifa, and all those college fucks back in 2020 burn down and cause $5 billion in damage. Businesses, homes, they murdered people. They tried setting fire to police. They did set fire to police stations, cars. They attacked police. They burned their eyes out with lasers. They threw ice blocks at them. They launched explosive fireworks at them, and they just let them go. Now, I know several people were charged in 2020 with crimes, but not very many. They literally would put them in the back of a police van, and the side of the police van was open. They go right through and out and go back in line and commit fucking acts of terror again. I am sick of sugarcoating this shit, folks. Don't fucking fall for it. Am I riled up? You bet your ass I am. You bet your ass I am. A friend of mine yesterday wanted to go to the grocery store in Florida and was approached by someone panhandling. Well, the panhandling turned into badgering. The badgering turned into accusing. And the accusing turned into violent threats. Fortunately, my friend was able to get past the lunatic, got into the store, and they called the police and had that son of a bitch taken aside and put a few questions to him. Right? It's terrorism. Terrorism. Yeah, they're going to let him go because, we don't have enough evidence. Like the one match he had burned up, so we didn't have any evidence. Now, am I grossly exaggerating? Maybe. What do you fucking think? After everything we've seen so far, they let in 20 million illegal immigrants. California is a sanctuary state with sanctuary cities, and they let in sanctuary terrorists. So they let him go. I'm not fucking surprised. Coming from the same district that elects people like Mad Maxine Waters. No profiling. No, don't do this. Don't put people in a box together. Really? If you like Trump, then you're a Nazi, white supremacist, KKK member who's a racist. And it's okay to call you names like Cracker or Uncle Tom if you're a black conservative. They don't give a fuck. In fact, I'm in one of those fucking moods right now. Right now. Here, this is what they think of us, and they'll say it.
There are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
Obviously, Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate right-wing extremists and Republican Party anymore. Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate right-wing extremists and Republican Party anymore. They don't
separate it. Nope. Everyone is an extremist. How come they can do it? But if I do it, bad, John. Oh, John, you're profiling. No. If you're trying to light someone's fucking house on fire, their neighborhood, a bush, a park, a forest, you're a terrorist now. Anyways, I feel better about that. I think I'll have a good weekend now. I feel really good. Got that off my chest. Anyways, I see Uman's let me know that apparently you guys are all pissed off, fired up, and you got stuff to say. Let's get to what you've got out there. Uman, kablamo. D. Weber checks in on X and says their psychological horse shit, or is that bullshit? Bullshit didn't work on me in 2020, and it definitely won't work this time. Bam! Good. What we need to do, though, D. Weber, is we need to convince people who are on the fence with a big slap and knock them onto our side. Show them stuff like this. Tell them stuff like this. Right? Tell them the Democrats are at war with us. They think we're evil. They think they think all of us are evil. Every one of us. They hate you. They hate our country. They hate the Constitution. They hate us all. People are like, oh man, I don't want to make waves. I don't want to upset anybody. I've got neighbors that you. At least 4 out of 10 people around you right now, even in rural areas, even in Republican areas, 4 out of 10 people are Democrats. And at least half of those Democrats, 2 out of 10 or 1 out of 5, has an extreme amount of hatred for you. Just a statistical fact. Check it yourself. Look it up. 20% of Republicans and 20% of Democrats think that there's going to be violence coming and that it's justified. Both sides. Both sides. Have no doubts, folks. They're coming. You need to be prepared. Do I think violence is justified? Do I want violence? No. Do I think it's justified? Yeah. Damn right. Folks, look. I'm 280 pounds still. I'm on a diet, but 280 pounds still, 6'6". There's been a lot of times people have said things to me and there should have been a fight and it would have been justified on my part to clobber the shit out of people. But I didn't because I'm a peace-loving man. There's a lot of times where violence is justified and it doesn't happen. But in this case, I think in 2025, the left is going to become very violent, justified or not. All right, enough of my shit. Ooh, man, let's get back to it. Who else is out there and has something to say? And Mike Cruz Sr., not Junior, Mike Cruz Sr. on X says, John, what do you think about Trump adding Leo Terrell to his team? I think it's a good thing, say you. You know what? I'm going to claim complete stupidity here. Who the fuck is Leo Terrell? I'm telling you, there is so much to follow. Maybe Uman can hook me up here. Do you know Leo Terrell offhand, Uman? Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Leo Terrell. I apologize. There really are so many rabbit holes to go down. So many rabbit holes to go down. I'm sure if someone explained who he was, they go, oh, yeah. But I can't do that right now. I'm not just going to bullshit you, Mike. What I am going to say, though, is this. Trump has been under attack from the left, from the right, from the middle, right? Even, the never Trumpers. There was a lot of never Trump Republicans. Fuck, Congress is stacked with them. Stacked, right? He has been fighting his ass off. Even amongst us, we're like, I don't know if I'm going to trust this Trump dude until he shows me someone getting arrested, right? We're like, fuck, I'm tired of words. Show me, right? So who is Leo Terrell? Show me, right? Civil rights attorney and talk radio. Oh, yes, sirree. Now I know Leo Terrell out of L.A. He is, I believe, a black conservative radio commentary guy. You know what I say? Bring him on, let him piss off the left. And then maybe even piss on them. I tell you, yeah, that Leo Terrell. You got it now, Uman? You know who I'm talking about or who he's talking about? Yeah, I've seen just a little bit on him. Of course, I'm no longer in California, never was near L.A. except when I was a jarhead. But out here in Florida, no Leo Terrell. In fact, I don't have time for talk radio. Just don't have time. There's so much going on. And I consider it more of an entertaining distraction. than anything else. Even the great Rush Limbaugh was mostly just entertainment. But that's where I got started in this big time, folks. Big time. I got out of the Marine Corps and started listening to Rush Limbaugh. Right when I got back to California. And the guy I worked for at the time was a Democrat. And I said, you know what, boss? I was doing a delivery, worked for a lumber yard. I was doing a delivery, and I was listening to this Rush Limbaugh guy. He got me all fired up and pissed off. My boss is like, yeah, he pisses me off too. I'm like, well, I meant that pissed off in a good way, man. He got me fucking thinking. Not that I wasn't a good thinker back then, but it was a big deal. This idea that talk radio, and it changed America. And as soon as the internet came on, bam, here we are today. Me and you, we are now talk radio. We are podcast. We're broadcast. We're the new news, the right-wing news. We're all those things. Our opinions matter. And I will give Rush Limbaugh credit for that. He let people know you can talk to somebody. And in a big way, it's who this show is modeled after. Is I've got opinions. I've got information. I'm going to share it and see who wants to come with me. See who agrees. And then also, what do you guys want to talk about? And I called into the Tom Sullivan radio show in Sacramento. Was it one or two times? Anyways, right before Y2K. It was quite an interesting thing to have that talk with Tom Sullivan. Nice fellow, by the way. I've been watching him since 1979, doing, or was it 80? He was doing financial broadcasts on KCRA TV, Channel 3 out of Sacramento. Yeah, anyways, nice fellow. In all truth, nice fellow. Anyways, folks, I'm not afraid to profile people. If I ever robbed a bank, do you think the mainstream media, do you think the police would have any trouble saying, really tall Swedish dude with a flat top, white as fuck, go get him? Yes, they would. All right, Mr. Uman, who is next on the Prepared Mind channel? We're halfway through. And boy, we got a lot to talk about on my list still. And I see Chin Music send me an email. Okay, Chin, you hang on. I'll get to you after the show. Roy, the crypto boy, says, L.A. Mayor Bass and California Governor Newsom are showing their agenda with the recent fires deliberately set. Definite wealth transfer that could be very similar to the Maui fires. Could 15-minute cities be involved? Actually, Roy, this demonstrates the danger of 15-minute cities. It does not make them more acceptable. Everything, your job, your home, your life, your friends, your family, your recreation, everything in your world can burn down in a fucking day. 15-minute city, not good. Because these 15-minute cities, guess what they want to do? Oh, they won't tell you this. They want to put a fucking fence around it. They want to put a perimeter around it. You cannot leave. Maybe the 15-minute part, maybe the overall metropolis has a fucking wall around it. You're not allowed to go out into the country, into the farms, into the mines, into the forests, into the mountains. You're not allowed to go out to sea. You're not allowed to do shit because you're a fucking peasant. That is the end game to 15-minute cities. That's the end game. Is neo-feudalism, and you're a fucking peasant. Only the rich, the people who are wealthy and important, can get on a plane and leave and go where they want and travel and eat real meat. The rest of us, we're going to get fucking bugs, worms, and fake meat, live in 15-minute cities, drink recycled sewer water. Oh, wait till you see what comes out of this LA thing. Oh my God, we didn't have enough water. We need to convert all the sewer water back into drinking water. Oh, they're trying it in cities around the world. Here and there, they're trying it. Oh, it's filtered piss. It's so magnifico. Fat chance. Anyways, they are showing their agenda, though. They are. You know what California did today? You know what California did today? The legislature in California, the Congress of California, gave $25 million to the people of LA. No, wait, I take that back. Retract that. They gave $25 million to Governor Newsom to fight Trump. Not fight forest fires, not fight wildfires, not fight urban fires, not $25 million to fund strong, strapping men to become firefighters. Nope. To fight Trump. They actually took legislative action in order to battle Trump. You know what's funny is they won't be able to battle Trump where Trump is going to hurt them the most, or hurt them in a way that they don't like. The federal government has jurisdiction over illegals in this country. It doesn't matter if they're in a state or in a city or in someone's home. If they have evidence and they're in a private home, of course, they can knock on the door and ask them to come out. Or they can get a warrant and kick the fucking door in and arrest them and throw their asses back over the fucking wall. The government of each state cannot keep federal agents out who are there on official business that is sanctioned by the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. The United States government exercises original jurisdiction or ultimate jurisdiction in matters that are federal, right? And people crossing the border creates a nexus between the government and that person no matter where they go. They can't fucking hide, in other words. Let them try. I hope they arrest the fuck out of Newsom and the dumbasses in California. And, of course, Illinois and New York and Washington and Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, all the New England states. Did I cover enough? All right. Woo! Telling you, folks, it is going to come. It really is. I can't wait. I'm ready for it. I will assist wherever I can. I'm definitely going to assist, folks. Mr. Uman, let's do some more. We've got Christopher Hull, a.k.a. CJ Flex, on X. He says, time to put people in jail, and if not, it's not going to end well. They will keep up there. If the federal government, if Trump, if the Attorney General, if the Department of Justice, if the FBI are considering justice, right? Law and order being respected, people need to go to jail. The crimes that we are dealing with are not small or inconsequential. Period. Nancy Pelosi and her participation in and conspiracy to work with others, like the chief of police, the head of the FBI Director Christopher Wray, working with Adam Schiff, working with Chuck Schumer, Senator, working with these people to do the January 6th fake bullshit insurrection, set up, frame, entrapment, and then attack on President Trump's character, the office of the president, etc. There are numerous crimes in there, and they need to be prosecuted. There is no faith in law enforcement anymore. I know good cops, and the rest are shitty until they prove to me they're good cops. Same with the state, same with the federal police and law enforcement. Until they prove to me that they give a fuck about this country and the laws, all they are to me are a bunch of tax collectors and tax enforcers. They want the people to respect them and back the blue, then they better do something. The blue meaning the federal government at this point. They need to set an example at the top with the FBI, the Department of Justice, and the Attorney General's office. Leave our fucking rights alone. Leave the First Amendment alone. You can't touch us. Leave the Second Amendment alone. Shall not be infringed. Seventh Amendment. No cruel and unusual punishment. Fourth and Fifth Amendment. My privacy, my property. Leave me the fuck alone. I think it's pretty simple. Time to put people in jail. Thank you, Christopher. It is time. It needs to happen. Restore law and order. Restore equality under the law, restore justice and truth, and you will gain respect in the government. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get nothing but hatred. All right, man, let's have some more fun. I'm really enjoying the shit out of today. Name redacted said, the enemy has the voice. They set the narratives. Oh, really? Okay, well, I mean, you're right. They do. They try and set the narrative, but I reject the narrative. They try and set a premise. I reject their premises, their beliefs, their agenda, their points. I don't buy their fucking propaganda. I may discuss it, but I don't buy it. I really don't. I really, just like Judge Merkin today saying, Godspeed to you in your second term as president. Fuck you. They're trying to set the narrative, right? They're trying to set the emotional response of, wow, he said Godspeed to the president. He must really care. Boy, he's neutral. The fuck he's neutral. He took it as far as he could as a piece of shit judge. And he went too far in my book. He violated Trump's rights. He violated the rules. He needs to be fucking sanctioned and disbarred, in my opinion. I think he's fucking criminal. Now get this, folks. Trump was sentenced today by Merchant. Right? That was the sentencing time. He was found guilty of 34 felonies. Right? Get this, but he sentenced him, but refused to impose a punishment. How can you sentence someone and then go, your sentence is no punishment? A Godspeed to you, sir. That's what happened. Remember, he got found guilty 34 times of no crime. He was sentenced with no punishment. What does that fucking tell you? Right? It told me the whole thing was bullshit. Now, here's what President Trump said afterwards. He says, now that it is over, we will appeal this hoax. Today's event was a despicable charade, and now that it is over, we will appeal this hoax, which has no merit. Folks, there never was a crime. So sentencing could happen. Found guilty of nothing. It's all bullshit. It's smoke and mirrors, plastic banana, good time, rock and roll, Persian bazaar bullshit. And they know it. They fucking know it. It is Friday. It is the free for all, folks. And as we get closer to January 20th, the rhetoric is going to get louder on their side and our side. We have to make demands. That's what I've discovered X is very useful for. I follow all the political people that think they're smart enough to step in front of a camera. So if you have someone like Nancy Mace, Big Marge, Massey, Hawley, Jordan, Trump, whatever, right? They're going to be loud. They're going to get support. It's going to get crazy, folks. We're 10 days away. Being quiet never solved anything. Getting into the game. That's why you're here. Get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, self-defense. Having a plan. The world around you is the 10-mile radius around your home. That's people that can walk to your house in one day and make your life hell. If we get Mad Max, SHTF of any flavor, we get marches, protests, who knows what's going to happen? I think the terrorism has started. We were told by the FBI. We were told by the government. There's going to be terror. There's terror cells that are active, said the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Oh, okay, they know. The word came out that they will be activated. Well, they're already doing what they can. They've been caught. Oh, and it's catch and release. It's not fucking fishing. That wasn't a largemouth bass. That was a terrorist. And Uman and of course, Sarah, thank you for letting him go. Thank you. Now, I'm not going to come on this channel, on this show, after being here since December of 2013. I've been here since December of 2013. I'm not going to come here to talk nice, to be friendly. I'm not here to make fucking friends with the left or the middle. I'm not here to preach the gospel. I'm here to tell people to wake the fuck up. It's not time to be nice, right? You turn your cheek to your brother if he hits you. These fucking Democrats, these liberals, these scumbags, these terrorists, these foreigners, they're not your brothers and sisters. You know who your brothers and sisters are. Those are people who think and act and behave like you and cherish and love the things we cherish and love. The rest of these cretins are not your friends. They're certainly not your brothers and sisters. They're the enemy. Start treating them like it legally. All right, let's have some more fun. Mr. Uman, who's up next on the Prepared Mind podcast of the ages? It's Roy, the crypto boy. He says, Colombian judge. Is he from Colombia? Did he pick beans with Juan Valdez? Colombian judge Juan Markin should be stripped of his citizenship and deported. I don't like foreigners in positions of authority. That includes, it was Vivek Ramaswamy. Was he born here? Was Elon Musk born here? I don't like them, foreigners, in positions of authority, with the exception of those who have demonstrated that they are American in culture, American in belief system, American in spirit, in concept, in action, as well as words. So someone like Elon Musk, he wants to act American. He wants to make free speech. He wants to attack the enemies of free speech and the enemies of decency, like the scumbags running England. Good. That's an American. I don't care where he's born. Same with Vivek. You better talk American. You better act American. Okay? Someone like Judge Judge Chutkin. That's not very American. Judge Oregon. Oh, I've got another one, folks. Justice Amy Coney Barrett today sided with the liberals and sided with Chief Justice John Roberts against Trump today. Folks, can you imagine how conservative the court would be if Amy Coney Barrett was the conservative that we thought she was? And same with Chief Justice John Roberts. If he was the conservative that he was appointed to be, how strong the Supreme Court would be. Instead, they're a bunch of fucking turncoats. And I should have known when Amy Coney Barrett said the Declaration of Independence is not law. Oh, actually it is. It is. The Constitution is the law. The Declaration of Independence is the law. And our cultures and tradition also are the spirit of the law. And taking someone's free speech and harming them using government authority, that's against the spirit of the Constitution and the Declaration. Anyways, she now lands squarely in the court of fucking stupidity. I guess power corrupts, and ultimate power corrupts ultimately. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And in the world of judges, being a Supreme Court justice, I guess it's easy to get drunk on power, which causes me to admire men like Justice Clarence Thomas and Justice Alito. Admire them, that their power never went to their heads. In fact, if anything, the power humbled them, and they respected even greater the Constitution and the principles of liberty to the extent that they could practice them from their chairs. Judge Merchan is a fucking turd. All right. Thanks, Roy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. This crap, folks, This crap is amazing that we're putting up with. I mean, and it's not just in government. It's not just in news. It's in sports. I mean, hear me out on this. A disgusting, woke ESPN reporter tried using an interview to push more bullshit DEI woke talking points. But thankfully, Notre Dame's head coach, his name is Marcus Freeman, he completely ignored the race crap, the race baiting crap, and he made his win in a championship about the players and the team. He did not make it about being a black coach, a black head coach, being the first win at a champ. Right? We need more of this kind of, you know what, that's not what we're here for. We need more bitch slapping of these sports commentators and mainstream media fools, because they're always trying to make it about race. As if to say black people, Asian people, brown people, persons of color, anyone other than whites, you can do it. And we're going to do everything we can to help you because you're helpless and no good and not good enough and not smart enough. What a fucking insult to continue to hear that shit coming out of the media and government. We need more diversity, equity, inclusion so you can be promoted instead of you're being promoted on your merit. This fucking coach, Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame, just an incredible school, history, tradition, decency, right? Whatever Notre Dame is supposed to be about, it's not about him being a black head coach. It's about the school. It's about winning. It's about teaching and excelling. He didn't get to that position because he sucked and he was black. He got to that position because he was awesome and he was a great coach. And he proved it. And the media wants to drag race back in. I feel like Al Pacino. I keep trying to get out, but they keep sucking me back in. All right. It's probably one of the worst Al Pacinos I've ever done. Not that I'm great at doing Al Pacino. And don't ask me to do a Trump impression again. I don't know if I can do it. Got to be in a special kind of mood to do a Trump impression. Okay, Mr. Uman, let's have some more fun if we shall. And it is chin music. He says, our level of restraint is being stretched to its limits. The process is the punishment. Let's read that first one again. This is one of those cases of brevity being extremely powerful. Our, meaning the people of the United States of America, our level of restraint, which means not acting out and being overtly aggressive at every turn. Our level of restraint is being stretched, meaning they're pushing and pushing and pushing to its limits, meaning there's a point where it has to stop. Our level of restraint is being stretched to its limits. Thank you. Next. What is the other statement he had? The process is the punishment. The process of stretching us to our limits, pushing us to our limits. The government pushing for taxes, pushing for obedience, demanding obedience, punishing us at everything. The process of pushing us to our limits is the punishment. Their hope, their dream, their goal, their agenda is to make the punishment permanent and to force 100% obedience in all matters. The question is, for them, can they push us all that far? Or will we be stretched too far? Now, on our side, I think we have held up remarkably well to the punishment and the daily insult to our country, insult to our beliefs, our morality, our customs, our culture, our law, everything. They insult it. They push us to the limit every single fucking day. Yet we are restrained. If SHTF comes to your neighborhood, your city, your county, your state, if we get marching lunatics, if you get prayer rug riding morons trying to play Aladdin in the middle of the street and pray to Mecca, if you've got Antifa and BLM marching down the street with bullhorns, threatening you the way they did in St. Louis, Detroit, Kenosha, Seattle, Portland, LA, San Francisco, Oakland, New York City, Chicago, every fucking city, are you going to allow them to burn again, loot and murder? Or are we done with it? If you go to your chief of police and say, put an end to this shit, and they don't, what do? Well, you have come to the end of your limit, the stretch done, the rubber band snaps, and action taken. Now, once again, I will congratulate law-abiding citizens who believe in law and order. And out of this much belief in government doing its job, we're down to just this much left believing they can do it and will do it. We're stretched. But the Democrats, folks, they're unfucking hinged. They're the ones taking their prayer mats and throwing them in the street and stopping traffic and making us put up with their bullshit. Same with Antifa and BLM and every other left-wing group which wants to, well, break into Congress or state legislatures or Capitol buildings or local city halls. They want to stop commerce. They want to break, right? They're the ones taking all the negative action, setting fires. Wait till you see what comes next. I'm still waiting for evidence of the mass casualty event. Is it coming? Oh, I think so. I don't think they can resist, folks. They have to get rid of us. Just my thoughts. Just a thought. There's a reason, folks. There's a reason. I think they're going to be exposed. I hope they are. Right? Exposing Biden, exposing the Attorney General, Merrick Garland. The warfare against Trump and our nation needs to be exposed. And if it does, folks, they may lose their shit and just false flag, black swan the fuck out of us. Right? Jack Smith, who works for Merrick Garland. Jack Smith is that rundown, sodden, tired-looking piece of shit Democrat who has been going after Trump for years. His report on his political lawfare that was part of the case, the Democrats and Jack Smith and the Attorney General's office, they're out of time. It is going to be released to the public, even though the judge said, no. Well, there's a time limit on that. It will come up and it'll be exposed, folks. Biden, Merrick Butlick, Jack Smith, they're all going to be exposed. Will the mainstream media cover it? No. Will the New York Times or LA Times? Will the Sacramento Bee cover it? Will the Chicago Tribune cover it? Is there even a Chicago Tribune anymore, Uman? He says yes. Okay. They will not cover this. They won't bring it out. And if they do, it'll be, yeah, this happened. Don't worry about it. You need to be more interested in the new quad virus that's out there. You need to be worried about that and put a mask on. Hide in your homes. Nope, folks, they need to be exposed. And when it happens, we need to be all over X writing to every single politician you follow. Write to them and tell them, this is bullshit, needs to end. Arrests need to be made. Right? Kash Patel, he makes it as the director of the FBI. He needs to be messaged daily. Your congressman, daily. Your 2 senators, daily. We need arrests. Period. We do. Folks, I would jump up and down and cheer. I will put a huge American flag on my trailer hitch on my truck and drive around the state of Florida at work with that flag in the air. I already got the Trump baseball hat on my front windshield. Oh, I love it when people look at that and, right, what are you going to do? You got something to fucking say, right? That's how it works, folks. That's how it works. Anyways, the time comes. The time cometh. Mr. Uman, what do we got? We got some more out there that's looking a little funnish. And, we got Madara Uchiha on X. Says, true power is not obtainable with money or social status. It's God-given. There's a difference between true power and assumed power. There's a difference between true power and false power. There's a difference between true power and what we see, what passes for power today. Political power, social power, but true power, right? That's something we experience as individuals. And you feel that empowerment when you do something good. And if you're an evil bastard, you'll feel that power when you do something bad. The terrorists that started the fires in LA, whoever they are, they felt very powerful when they lit that fire and ran away or got in their car and drove away. They felt powerful. Look at the power they had with one match. Even if they had a match and a gallon of gas. Powerful. That's not good, right? You, I, me, us, we. My power comes from my ability to communicate. Whatever charisma or charm I have or entertainment value, whatever it is, I have helped along with you. If not hundreds of thousands of people, at the very least, the 80,000 subscribers, the 3,500 followers on X, the 2,000 Facebook followers, all of the great subscribers, premium subscribers on the preparedmind.club and subscribestar.com, everyone who is subscribed to Rumble and BitChute. That is true power, right? I don't have to force anybody. I don't have to hurt anybody. I don't have to trick anybody. Just being me. You're the same way. We all have power. Power for good. And I pray and hope that everyone uses it because it's very valuable to have that. My son Lucas has some kind of charm and charisma. I think he's a wild man, yet everyone loves him. I don't get it. I love him. He's my son. I'm supposed to love him, right? But he charms the shit out of everybody. An amazing young man. We all have some kind of inner fire, true power. Joe Biden has false power, and I want to give you an example as we come to the end of the broadcast, and then I'll check the news headlines for you real quick and see what has happened just in the last hour. By the way, we'll be back Sunday night live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday Night Live on X, on YouTube. Yes, on the preparedmind.club and subscribestar.com will be Sunday Night Live. Get ready. If you want your questions and comments on Sunday Night Live, which reaches tens of thousands of people, right? Venmo, PayPal, CashApp. That's how you can donate to the show and get on. For now, let me show you some false power. Joe Biden has extended his protected status to hundreds of thousands of El Salvadorians in an effort to prevent President Trump from deporting them when he takes office. That's not true power, folks. It isn't. You want to know why? You want to know how? Because it's too bad, so sad, bye-bye scumbags. And too bad, so sad, bye-bye scumbag Biden. Right? Because Trump can get in office and anything Biden has done, he can do with a pen. To me, that's not true power. That's just executive administrative authority. Right? True power is what Trump has, his ability to communicate and to get support for an agenda that is pro-American. He's been attacked for years, folks. 8 fucking years now he's been attacked. He still got elected. Or he still got re-elected. The judges attacked him. Prosecutors attacked him. District attorneys attacked him. Psycho fruitcakes have attacked him in court. Hundreds of lawsuits. And he is loved more for it. He was shot through the fucking ear. A second shooter attempted to assassinate him but got caught before he could. Who knows how many other assassination attempts have occurred. And every time they fuck with him, he gets stronger, more charismatic, better. That is true power. Hopefully, and I mean this, hopefully, we're not being rope-a-doped and Trump means every word and he exceeds all that we hope for our country, our lives, our families. that we have our great republic restored and continue to be restored and become stronger and stronger in the coming days. Until then, we got 10 days, folks. And until Sunday Night Live, I'm going to wish you farewell and adieu and via con Dios. Semper Fi.